Welcome to Shift Happens, Christina
Thank
Blecher.
you.
I'm
Thank you.
so
Yeah.
excited that it finally worked out for us to get together and do this conversation. I'm really curious about your story about the foundation and organization that you founded together with other women and what you've done and how you pivoted into this career of doing good. And before we get started, I wanted to ask you a few questions. Still
Go
or
ahead.
sparkling?
Still or sparkling? Actually, a mix. Sorry. I like it not too sparkling, so I usually mix still water with
Légère.
sparkling. Légère, voilà.
Légère. And ice cream or sorbet?
Ice cream.
Mozart or Beethoven?
Mozart.
Can you remember something last week that made you laugh?
Yes. I laughed the whole time my sister was here. We
Oh,
had such a fun time, but no specific moment. We laugh kind of
yeah.
about everything.
My sister arrives tomorrow, and I think that will be the same.
Wonderful.
There's nothing.
Sisterhood is great, right?
Sisterhood is great, yes. And sisterhood is great. That brings us actually to your story. I mean, it's incredible what you have moved and what you have built, and I can imagine that. So your biggest inspiration was, you said, a book by Nicolas Kristof and his wife Cheryl Houdon, Half the Sky: How to Change the World, Turning Oppression into Opportunity for Women Worldwide. And that is a book that you read, and I think when you started reading it, you didn't know what would come from it.
Oh no, definitely not. But I think one of the reasons I read it was to how to change the world, what can I
Mhm,
do? So it
mhm,
still the title already inspired me, I think,
mhm, mhm. And
because
then
I've always
can you then just share a little bit how you decided to take action and what action you took?
so what happened was that maybe just a little bit about my background, if that's
Hmm.
okay, that
Sure,
I
sure, sure.
lived
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
in Peru when I was my we moved around the world a lot, and when I was in my gap year, my parents were in Peru, so I went there, and there I really discovered um, such a big difference between people,
Hmm.
how their living conditions and poverty and women, children, men as well, of course. I mean, it was just horrendous, and
Hmm.
I just
Hmm.
thought, no, I want to do something sometime in my life, and I actually also, um, at some point, tried to apply to different organizations. That's what I was at the United Nations as a trainee, but then, life happens. You need to earn money, and you go your life, and but that was really something, my dream, a dream that I've had for many, many years.
Hmm.
And when my youngest children were around 12, I read this book. And then I said, now or never, let's do it. So
Hmm.
I bought this book for 12 of my friends who we meet every month. Since
Hmm.
1994, we meet every month at each other's house and have different
Wow.
activities.
Hmm.
And that activity in 2012 for me was I asked them to read this book. And then we met at my house. And from that evening, Greenlamp was um, born, you say, born
Hmm.
actually,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
I mean, we didn't know the name at that time. We didn't know
Yeah.
the mission, the vision. We wanted to do something for women and
Hmm.
girls that we
Hmm.
knew that
Hmm.
evening. And then we made a small group. We're 12 usually. The group is of 12, but four of us started a working group and to, do some research and check what is possible, where is the most likely we can make an impact.
Hmm.
And we all had children, so maybe not too dangerous. No, we said, okay, maybe not trafficking, but maybe something both education and health,
Hmm.
which are the two key factors
Yeah,
for
of
women.
course. Hmm.
And also for women, but also for their families. Because if the
Hmm.
women are thriving, the family and the
Families. Hmm.
community is thriving. So
Yes.
it was like we thought we have the right concept, and it's really turned out to be an amazing concept.
Okay. And the concept
Ah, the
is.
concept. Okay. Sorry, of course. The concept is learn, light, lead for midwives in Ethiopia. So we have three pillars. The vision is um, a bright future for women and girls and their
Hmm.
families.
Hmm.
But the actual activities, the projects, the program is learn, light, lead, and learn is we support the education of midwives in Ethiopia at the best existing schools. So we support three schools
Hmm.
that are, educating or training midwives to have a Bachelor of Science in midwifery. So they are 4 years studies with lots of practice, and they need to have done at least 50 births or
Hmm.
supported births with
Yeah.
women during their education. And this is very specific, and many of them do more as well, even over 100 they've done. So it's amazing. It's really helping because they, in their turn, become role models not only for the women and girls in the communities when they work, but also for other midwives who
Hmm.
are educated in the state's universities, who are like big classes, no possibility to practice in the same sense as the schools we support. So this is, and we also have a very good relationship. We have an education or an exchange program with the Winterthur Midwifery Institution at the
Ah.
ZHW, Zürich, Zürich Hochschule für angewandte Wissenschaft.
Hmm.
So Zurich
Yes.
University of
University
Applied
for Applied Science. Yeah.
Sciences,
Yes.
exactly. So, and then we've had exchanges. They have come here. I mean, some of the teachers and one student actually was able to come here. Then it was over for the visas for the
Hmm.
students, but the teachers can still come.
Hmm.
And then we also have sent teachers and students to Ethiopia. So we also work, with the pelvic breathing workshops. We work with nonviolent communication and leadership workshops as extra curriculum that are part of the master plan of the college.
Hmm.
So we do a lot of things in addition to the actual curriculum that they have,
And
which
that
is an
has,
Ethiopian state curriculum.
yeah.
They need
Yeah.
to
And
have that.
I'm wondering, there must be cultural differences.
Yes. So I
I
just
mean,
want to say, we
the
learn, light, lead. So I just started with the learn. I got a bit lost. But light is our solar systems that we give to
Hmm.
the people, the health centers where the midwives
Hmm.
work.
Hmm.
And lead is our alumni program with leadership training and so on. So
Hmm. Hmm.
yes, there are cultural differences, obviously, and everything takes time.
Hmm.
So that's one thing, and it's also quite we have to be conscious about the cultural differences. That's it. It's quite uh,
Was that, excuse me,
okay.
was that very challenging in the beginning? I mean, how did you start? Did you fly to Ethiopia and you decided on one school and you said, hello, we
Yes,
want to
because in the
support you?
book there
Hmm.
was an example of a school.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, so that's why we started with that school,
Mm-hmm.
the Hamlin College of Midwives, which is
Mm-hmm.
part of a Hamlin Fistula, Ethiopia, and so this is uh, and we wanted to do prevention of birth deaths
Death
and how do you say in English um, God,
childbirth. Oh
morbidity and
yeah, yeah,
mortality, you know.
yeah, yeah.
So and so we work only with the prevention part of this, but they also do fistula reparations, repairs, surgeries.
Mm-hmm.
Not at the school, but it's part of the same organization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
Um, so what
so
was your question now?
yeah. No, my question was, yeah, how the cultural differences, what they were. I mean, can you say a specific example and how did you overcome this?
Well, if you say cultural, it's of course it's cultural in no sense, but it's also yeah, and we adapt. We just try to adapt, you know. We work
Mm-hmm.
with needs.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to talk and discuss what needs they have and
Mm-hmm.
what do they want to fulfill their needs. And then we look, is this possible for us? We're quite flexible. We can, you know, now we're, for instance, doing a project which is hopefully happening soon, which is not started yet, but with ultrasound, mobile ultrasound in the
Mm-hmm.
really rural areas.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something we have really seen. This is a need. And yes, we do it, but we do it really carefully. We need to adapt to, you know, we have to have collaboration with the regional health bureaus, with the partners
Mm-hmm.
uh, out in the rural areas. So we really need to have, the, we say in Swedish, torrt på fötterna. It means that you have to have dry feet. You know, you have
Mm-hmm.
to have all the things in place before
Yeah.
you start a new project because otherwise, and that of course we've learned with experience
Yeah, of
because
course.
we were, you know, this has been a learning curve for us, immense learning curve. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can pinpoint any cultural differences that made our life challenging, except that everything takes probably more time. But
Mm-hmm.
that can even happen here, you know,
Yeah. Yes.
with the municipalities or with
Administration.
the government. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah, I just was wondering because if you go into the rural areas and I mean, do they still live there in tribal
yes.
formations and how do they have special rituals about for a woman to
Oh yeah,
give
yeah, yeah.
birth or
That's
is
what you
it
meant.
very yeah or is it just
Definitely.
mechanical kind of let's get them out and let's get on with
What they
it.
do is they you know, in the way the Ethiopian government has decided that every woman should give birth in an institution, like a government institution, which is a health center for the
Hmm.
where the midwives work. But you know, if so, our one of our missions is to support the midwives that we work with to be empathic and really compassionate, because otherwise, if there is no trust between the midwives and the women in the communities,
Hmm.
the women won't come.
Hmm.
And this is, and they won't come if there's no light. They won't come if there's no midwife as well, of course. But if the midwives is there, the light is there, and the midwife is not compassionate or has a lot of empathy, they won't come because they're used to give birth in their small huts and with all their female relatives around,
Hmm.
and also a traditional birth attendant.
Hmm. Wow.
But of course, that is probably good and well for all the natural births that go well.
Hmm.
But if you have a critical birth, then it's important to go to antenatal care at the health center. It's important to go to, and then when it's decided it's a critical birth, to really come to the health center for the birth, because otherwise you don't know what happens.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I think. this is one of our key learnings and also key project visions is that
Mhm.
to make more women come to the health centers, so to reduce the morbidity and the mortality.
And are they accepted within the villages when they decide to come to the health center?
They are accepted in the sense that they're placed there by the government.
Mm.
So they need to do a lot of work to get the trust of the community. So they
Mm.
do a lot of outreach work. They don't only inform the pregnant women, they also do, vaccinations, they do contraception, family planning.
Mhm.
They also do a lot of other things,
Mhm.
nutrition for the babies and the mother. And so they do many different things, which is
Mhm.
part of their work, actually. But
Mm.
if they want people to listen, they can't just say this is the way you have to do it. They have to be with, have this
Mhm.
very empathic connection.
Empathic
Create
connection.
that.
Yeah. 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 Wow. That's really a big endeavor.
Mhm. It's a big endeavor, and I actually know from statistics that I've gotten from the Ethiopian Midwifery Association that one of the reasons women don't go to the health center is exactly this, that
Mhm.
we work so hard with.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine if it's custom to give birth with all the relatives around, they suddenly probably feel cut off. It's like, why is she going away? We will all, do they all come with her?
They come,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, if it's not
Mm-hmm.
too far away. The
Mm-hmm.
husband usually comes.
Mm-hmm.
My experience, I can't talk for every woman in
No,
Ethiopia,
no,
but
no.
my experience is that the husband comes if they have to walk a long way, and all the relatives come, so many as possible. But they have to wait outside. They can't be with her during the birth because that's
Mm-hmm.
the only the midwife who's allowed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about really establishing this human trust between the client, they call it, the mother.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a community because if this woman chooses to go to the health center and then returns, will she be welcomed like normal? And I mean, I have no idea. I'm just
Yeah, I guess it
thinking
also
about it.
depends, It
Yeah,
depends
yeah.
actually on if the midwife has made this lobbying on
Uh-huh.
the village. She has to visit the village head. She has to, you know, introduce herself and be there for them and ask them what they need. And it's really about the human connection.
Hmm. Good.
And I love it. I think it's amazing. I love to also to work with these young women who are so passionate about helping their sisters in the
Yes.
rural area, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing.
And so Greenlamp has been on now, switched on for 14 years? 14
Yes,
years?
in
Yeah.
12,
Yeah.
2012.
So
Yes.
do you have some numbers, what you've kind of accomplished in that time?
Yes, we have a great impact report, if you want to
Yes.
see it, which is being updated at this moment. And I mean, the total number of students is about, I think, eight is that we have support, which is a 4-year program, which is quite big. And
Hmm.
so I think we have 84 students, and then we
Hmm.
give, in addition to that, we have give training in nonviolent communication and leadership, and all these trainings I mentioned from the ZHV and
Hmm.
other things, pelvic floor training. We give it to all the students in the final grade, so not only the ones we support. So these are like a couple of hundreds or even 400, I think, at this time.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, we have some also statistics about how many births or deliveries have been made with a midwife and a
Hmm.
solar system that we
Hmm.
have supplied. And that's, I think, now I don't have the latest figure because it's being updated, but over 1.3 million.
Wow.
Yeah, where with our solar systems. Because of course, it's not only the midwives we help educating that are actually using this system,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the health center where she works and
Mm-hmm.
other health centers.
Mm-hmm.
The criteria we have for this solar system is that they need to have a BSc midwife, BSc as a Bachelor of Science in
Mm-hmm.
midwifery
Mm-hmm.
midwife there at the health
Mm-hmm.
center.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have over 300, yeah, we have 300 and over 330 systems out there.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it's quite a lot
that's
of work.
incredible. And you have been in the active, you have been in the president of the organization for 10 years. Is that
I
right?
was for, let me see, was it in 23? Yeah, for 11 maybe. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure. 10 or
Mm-hmm.
11. I think
Mm-hmm.
11. Yeah. Yeah.
And is it a work that also has been exhausting or frustrating, or has it always been?
No, of course. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's been challenging, but it's always been rewarding. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been challenging in Ethiopia, but also, the learning curve to watch, even we had no clue. We were jumping into cold water, real
Mm-hmm.
cold water.
Mm-hmm.
But, we were also enthusiastic, and now the board is different. It's been changing, but we've always managed to get new people because
Mm-hmm.
people, they go on with their lives and they
Mm-hmm.
move away and so it's been amazing how this organic growth has
Mm-hmm.
happened.
Mm-hmm.
And we still work all pro bono, which is people can might think is not. I mean, we hear that a lot. That why do you do that? But
Mm-hmm.
this is our concept, and we have, of course, project team members in Ethiopia
Mm-hmm.
who we work with, and we have lots of volunteers, especially both for fundraising and project work and
Mm-hmm.
communication as well for social media, and we have young women who help us with that. It's about this this passion to contribute and also to know what you contribute to, because we're so
Mm-hmm.
small, so you can really see what's
Mm-hmm.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think, also a big difference to larger organizations. But
Yes.
our concept is actually scalable, but we probably won't do it ourselves, but people can just copy paste. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, one thing is actually amazing, I think, because we discovered, we thought, we install the solar systems and then the regional health bureaus take care of them. The health centers take care of them. They make the repairs, whatever, change
Mm-hmm.
batteries, whatever is needed, clean the solar panel. But nothing happened. So suddenly we had systems that didn't work anymore. So we started a sustainability program with maintenance, with checkups, with telephone help, and so we set up a whole program for
Mm-hmm.
this,
Mm-hmm.
which is quite unique because this is not how usually
Mm-hmm.
these big organizations work.
Yeah.
So I was actually shocked in 2014. We went to install the first solar system in Amhara in the northern region of Ethiopia, one of the northern regions. And we went to a health center
Mm-hmm.
where yeah. And then we drove to a health post. So the health center has 25,000 in catchment area. And then there are health posts
Mm-hmm.
where with 5,000 catchment area, where a health extension worker works.
Okay.
So she's like taking care of all the health that is not really dangerous,
Like a
but
nurse.
not the midwives work. So not the
Mm-hmm.
antenatal care and all these things. So we went there and met her and her colleague, and we discovered two delivery beds, all in plastic, never used. They had been there for I don't know how long, a year at least.
Oh.
And then in the health center, which was old, but was, yeah, they got to build a new one, but still, they were rusty beds, rusty old delivery beds. And then I
Mm.
said, what is this? So then this thing with maintenance came up, you know.
Mhm.
This
Mhm.
is not the way we want to work. One of our values is sustainability.
Mhm.
We're
Mhm.
not going to work like this. So
No.
then, you know, we had to do, and we wanted to do the maintenance program and the sustainability program because that's the only way
Amazing.
we can guarantee that the money is used in the way we want
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
And for our donors also, you know, we want to be sure that,
Yeah, of course. That's
yeah,
fascinating. No, I mean, it's fantastic that you stay smaller and still move so much. I mean, 1.3 million birth.
yeah, it's quite,
Incredible. Incredible. And what I also wanted to know from you, you have a number of children.
yes,
I think four, right? Or yeah.
or
What what was their reaction to your work and your focus on this African country, and how did they receive this?
very well, very supportive. And actually, my second daughter, Veronica, she came with me in 2013, the first time I visited Ethiopia. So she took a lot of,
Mm.
she's a documentary filmer now, but she loved to take photographs at that time. So we made a
Mhm.
photo book and, you know, so yeah. And she was very engaged for a while
Mhm.
in also in Greenlamp now, and then she made her own project in a film in the north of in Tigray, which has had a civil war and where women and who have been violated sexually by soldiers. So
Mm.
she has made a documentary film about that. And so she's still into Ethiopia. She has lots of Ethiopian friends. So it's really fun.
Yeah.
The
And it
others
all,
have not been actually,
yeah,
but they are very supportive at the events, at the fundraising events. You know, they
yeah,
say if we have lottery or, you know, they always there and supporting.
yeah. Fantastic. The have you ever had contact to Nicolas Kristof and told him about?
I wrote actually,
Ah,
but
okay.
he never answered.
Ah, well, you know,
That's okay. I can
They're
try again,
busy.
actually.
Yeah,
Maybe I
yeah,
can. That's a good thought. Maybe I should try again because this is
yeah.
a fruit of his book, actually.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
And I'm sure it's, yeah, I'm sure he will recognize and notice that. This is amazing. I love that story. I really do. It's
thank you.
very inspirational, and that, you know, if an idea and a spark of inspiration is there, not so on the surface, as you said, you were, you know, when you lived in Peru, you had this experience, and suddenly it became, you know, clear to you of the unfairness
Mm,
and that exists, and then to be able to build this and live this,
mm.
that's really fantastic.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it alone, you know. So
No, of
we're
course.
many who have built it together.
Yes, yes. Now, isn't it an African saying, it takes a village?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. It
yeah,
takes a village to educate a child.
yeah, exactly. And so you originally are from Sweden, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But now you've been living for a long time in Switzerland.
Since 1991, I was pregnant with my eldest daughter, who is now, how old is she now? 34 then, right? 34.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
so it's a long time.
It's a long time. So you know the Swiss system good, and it's great that you got this ZHW in winter
Yes.
tour to collaborate. Yeah.
It's amazing. And actually now the 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 dean who retired is working with us. She's
Mhm.
responsible for the learn pillar of us. So that's
Ah,
amazing. Beatrice Friedli. And she that's amazing, you know. And
yeah,
she has so much experience and she is really passionate about it.
yeah. That's super helpful. So I this season 6, I am speaking to women that are all working in the NGO field or started their own foundations or have done created other movements for to make the world a better place. And how do you feel? I mean, the news are so full of everything else, and I really have the feeling that all these other areas of crisis and that are continuously in need, they don't get so much attention anymore because everybody focuses
That's
on
one
on
thing,
on
of
other
course.
areas.
Yeah, definitely. And wars always are acute, like
Hmm. Hmm.
emergency.
Hmm.
But it's also a difference how you, I mean, okay, it's still, you mean about the fundraising or what is, or what?
Yeah, in general, I mean, do you
Yeah,
still
first of
get
all,
the
I want to
same?
say that, we focus on some wars. And then there's so many others we don't
Yeah,
focus on. We have no
yeah.
clue about. I mean, one
Hmm.
big example is, of course, Sudan, but also the north
Hmm.
of Tigray, the north of Ethiopia, the Tigray War, which was
Hmm.
during 2 years, where all these women were raped and,
Yeah.
mutilated, and
Mm.
so all these things, uh, the media concentrates on like two conflicts right now, right? It's yeah, Ukraine and Gaza, or yeah, the Middle East and Iran, obviously right now, but that we hope that that ends soon. But
Hmm.
we don't
Yeah,
know anything about
hopefully.
the humanitarian situation in Iran.
No.
But something that has been totally forgotten, which I'm very upset about, is Afghanistan. We have a
Yeah.
half a population who are in prison.
Yeah.
They're in
Yeah.
prison,
Yeah.
half the population.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's also something that's so shocking to me, that we
Hmm.
can just change, that we
Hmm.
just go back to the Middle Ages
Yeah.
without a
In no
thought.
time. In
In
no
no
time.
time,
Yeah.
all this
Yeah.
progress that has been built,
Hmm.
and then
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because
That's what I also thought about this war in northern Ethiopia with what happened to the women there. It's really, I was actually crying, yeah, because I thought this is unbelievable. I mean, here there are women all over the world fighting and doing and giving everything for to make the situation for women safe and
mm.
livable. And then suddenly this happens. It's I yeah. Yeah,
So we
so
have to ask
there's
the men what they're afraid of, because it's about fear for me. They're scared about the women. They
yeah,
don't. They're scared that the women,
and always
yeah,
have been. Yeah.
always happen. For me, it's
Yeah.
fear. So I
Hmm.
wouldn't, not
Hmm.
that that helps, but
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No,
it's very
probably.
sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. But it also is, is a motivation to not give up and really focus if we can share and if we can help to do so. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So I really thank you that you shared this with me, that I can share now with my listeners about Greenlamp. Yeah, because I think it's a wonderful story how an inspiration from a book, discussing it with 12 women, moving forward with 4 women, ends up,
Yeah,
not ends
here
up,
we
but
are.
evolves. And here
Yes,
you
it's
are.
like this. Yeah, it's going with the flow. Trying to adapt to the situations, and I think that's. You said somewhere I should recommend something, but I think that's really, you know, don't stress. Just go with the flow. Try to lean back and listen to people. Listen,
Hmm.
what is the need?
Listen. Yeah. Yeah. What is the need? Okay. We will do so. Thank you so much, Christina, for your
Thank
time.
you, Claudia, for having me.
It
Thank you
was
so
really
much.
nice to get a little bit of a peek into it.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
All the best to you.